Welcome back, Chapter Chatters. This is Rosa.
And Teresa, thank you for coming back. We hope that you're still reading along with us. And remember, our goal is to read at least 9 pages a day. Now let's get into our book.
So some of the things that happened in our assigned reading for this past week were tough topics. And the characters in the book recalled memories that brought them joy, but there were also moments of sadness. When Stella passed away, I felt sad. Sadness is something that we can feel for many different reasons. And I felt sad because Stella had been sick and she didn't survive. I'm guessing that if you know someone or someone close to you was sick and they didn't survive, that you would feel sadness too. How we grieve, and grieve is just another way to say how we show our sadness, can be different from one person to another. Some of us may cry.
Some of us may just feel really emotional.
Yes. Some of us may ask questions. Maybe we want to talk about it, and maybe we don't. And sometimes we just need alone time.
Yeah.
Everyone grieves differently, and that's okay. Sadness is an emotion that all of us can feel at one time or another. One of the things that helps me to feel better is to remember that the sadness will pass. I focus on good memories and they help me overcome my sadness. This is my healing process. Teresa, what do you do to overcome your sadness?
What I do that's really important to me is I remember the good moments that I had with just the amazing people that I shared their life with and they shared my life with. And I allow myself to forget the bad moments. And something to think about though, when someone does, you have a loss of a life in the family, is that always keep them close to your hearts. And remember, it's really important to always just remember the good times. Again, the important thing is like Ivan, when he remembered, when he kept in his heart was what Stella had said. And he remembers her last words. Because Stella did ask Ivan something very important before she passed. Do you remember what it was?
I remember.
If you said promise, you're right. Ivan made a very important promise. He promised to take care of Ruby. Stella asked that he give her a different life from Stella's herself, not to live in that domain. But why do you think Stella wanted something different for Ruby?
I think Stella wanted Ruby's life to be better than her own. It makes me think of parents, because that's what parents want. Our parents might not tell us, your parents might not tell you, but they want the best for you. And Teresa and me are both parents, and I know that we both want the best for our children.
That's always our intention for them. And it is important, Rosa. And how much more important is it to keep a promise?
So important.
Yes. Chapter Chatters, have you ever kept a promise that was very hard to keep? Do you know the difference between a good promise and a bad promise?
I can give an example of a good promise.
Of course, Rosa.
Okay, so if you make a promise to your parents and you tell them that you're gonna do your homework before you play with your toys, that's a good promise.
A bad promise is when someone tells you to keep that promise when they're doing wrong, something really wrong. And if you're asked to keep a promise where they might hurt themselves or someone else, now that's when you need to go to an adult, such as a parent or a teacher or someone that you really trust, so they can help that person. And remember how important it is to keep promises.
That's true. What kind of promises do you keep, Ivan? Pinky promises. Good job, Ivan.
Yes, that is a good life skill.
Yeah, that is good.
Yes, yes, it is very good. Another key moment in the book is when Ivan remembers the time before he lived with Mac. Yeah, he makes the effort to remember. Do you know why Ivan had not been able to remember? Well, when Ivan starts to remember the time with his troop, which is another form of saying his family,
Yes.
yes, he remembers where he got his name before the name Ivan.
Oh.
Yes. Do you guys know what a troop is? How about a herd?
Oh, look at this. These are other examples.
Look.
So when you have a group of animals, they have certain names. So look at, you have school of fish, pack of dogs.
A herd of cows.
Oh, that's good.
Or like the...
A litter of kittens.
Yes. And those are important. Even us as humans, we form that type of troop by our last name.
Oh yeah.
Your
Family.
last name?
Villa.
Yes, and Aguilar. And what is yours? Yeah, so that's really important. And because names are important. And speaking of names, Ivan was named Mud before Ivan. Do you remember why? If not, go back to page 125 and it'll tell you. Mud. What a funny name. Mud? I think my name would be Okay.
That's a good name for her.
You want to know why? Well, it's because I always say okay to everything. I mean everything. What would yours be?
Mine would be something that means fast. Maybe quick, swift, something like that. I used to be a lot faster when I was younger. I'm pretty fast still, but I was faster when I was younger.
I think Ivan's would probably be banana because today, as a matter of fact, he shared that he ate 29 bananas.
What about you kids?
Yes. What would your name be?
Would you have? And that was our question of the week. We want you to respond. We want you to let us know what name you would have been given if you would have been named after. We also want to know, there was a few other questions that we talked about. Now, although you don't have to answer them, we encourage everyone to. The other two questions were, why do you think Stella wanted something different for Ruby? And why do you think Ivan had not been able to remember? Before we end our episode this week, we wanted to announce our winner. This week we have a gift card to Target, and our winner for the week is Alexia Whittison. So much excitement for you, Alexia.
Yay!
We're gonna make arrangements with your parent so that you can have your prize picked up. Please remember, boys and girls, to send those emails. Remember also, in this book club,
there is no such thing as a bad answer.